Hello everyone, Sheffy back at you again after a very long hiatus. And this video is of course going to be talking about that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to give you some bullet points on what I'm going to be talking about in this video, and then we're just going to move on. But as always, disclaimer, there are kids in the house, so you're going to hear kids running around and stuff. I might be doing some cuts. They're going to walk in. They've already walked in 2 other times, which is fine, but I just try not to edit if I don't have to. So let's see. Pretty much I'm going to be talking about where I was at before I stopped making videos, where I was at whenever I was making videos before, and where I'm wanting to do, what I'm wanting to do in the future, and so on and so forth. So let's start from the beginning. Whenever I first started making videos, it was just kind of a hobby while I was working my other job, and then it was a seasonal job, so I ended up quitting there, and I didn't have a job for about a year. Pretty much, whenever I first quit, I just kind of took a break. I needed it, and we had the means to do that. And then after a while, I started becoming antisocial and going into a depression, just due to me being it's weird. I'm like a antisocial social person. It's really weird. I really like to be around people, but at the same time, I just get really bad anxiety whenever I am around people. But anyways, so I quit my job, stayed at home, was doing the stay-at-home dad thing, and then my daughter went to school, so that kind of put me into a deeper depression, which I will talk about in a different video. I think I may have talked about it before, but not in any kind of detail. But I will talk about it in a separate video. This one's just kind of like wanting to get all this out of the way and then start making new videos. So I might not look at the camera a lot. Usually I kind of have what I want to say in my mind, but this one's just me just talking to you guys. So after she went to school, didn't have anything else to do in my life. Pretty much I would clean the whole house at night at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I would start making videos, and while everybody was sleeping, and pretty much that was it. Or I'd watch anime, or I'd talk to, like, I had 3 friends that I was really talking to and stuff like that, and playing D&D and all that good stuff with. But after a while, I did find a job, of course, and I tried to make videos in between, like doing work, and then also taking care of kid, or taking care of Juliet, should I say, going to work and coming home making videos, which of course that didn't work because my job, it was a part-time job, but it ended up being where, and this is definitely a good thing, where I was needed more, so I went on full-time, and I was working 12 hours a day, every day. And then my 2 days off that I had, I just didn't have time to make videos, of course. But now, and I'll get into that in a second, how that helped me, but I just want to skip forward to where I'm at now and why I'm able to make videos. So now I'm working this new job that I work 8 hours a day, pretty easy. I like the job. It's a really cool place. But I get to go in at 8 o'clock and leave at 2, 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and come home and be with the family after they get out of school, after I get off work, and it's a good time. I like it. So let's go back to my last job. So how did that job help me out a lot? First, of course, it gave us a second income, which we needed. It also was a sushi job. So most sushi chefs, they're out in public, and that's how I was. I was right up front. I was rolling sushi, talking to all the customers and stuff like that, and that really helped me because it brought me out of my being a recluse and into being more open with people. I've made a lot of really good friends there, and just had a really good time. I enjoyed my time there, but it's just time for me to move on. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Another thing you might notice is I'm in a new house, or at least a new room, you can tell. But I'm in a new house. Moved not too far away from where I was at. It was just another chapter in my life. Needed to move on from that house. My family was there for like 12 years, 13 years, something like that. So I was just getting tired of that. And there's more details to that, but that's again another video. Need to talk to some people before I make videos like that. But yeah, I like this house. It's a really cool house. It's a cool neighborhood. Really close to my grandma and to my mom. I wasn't too far away from them in the first place, probably about 10 minutes away, but now I'm like a walk away. So that's always good. So next, we talked about some serious stuff. Time to move on. Let's talk about where the channel's going. I don't want to make this video too long. So the channel before, and this also goes back to why I stopped making videos. Before I was talking about video game stuff, I was pretty much everywhere. I was like talking about, and I'm still going to be kind of everywhere because this channel is not really to make static videos, like make one set of videos. And I know that's like not how you're supposed to do it on YouTube, but I'm not here to make money. I'm just here to have fun and to show you guys what I'm interested in. So before I was talking about video games, mostly video game news, and honestly, at that time I wasn't that big into, like, I love video games, don't get me wrong, they're a big part of my past, going to be a big part of my future, but I wasn't into the news enough to really be able to give you guys any kind of accurate news or any kind of new information that you didn't already know. Most of it came from this guy named Boogie2988 that I watched, which I will get back to him in a second. I want to talk about some other videos that I want to make that he makes. But anyways, so I just didn't have enough new content, and the games that I like are older. I don't really like the games that are coming out now, all that good stuff. So where's it going with that? But anyway, so that's kind of why I stopped making videos as well. I didn't know what I was doing at that time as far as what I wanted to make, but now I kind of do. There's pretty much 2 different types of videos that I'm wanting to make, probably 3 because Juliet's older now, and this is going to spoil some of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about, but I have a stepson and a stepdaughter and another stepdaughter that will probably want to make YouTube videos with me. But so that's probably going to be another thing. I might make a different channel just for them so we can do some different stuff, but I don't know, we'll see. But I have 2 things that I know I'm going to make. One of them, and this one goes back to talking about Boogie, he makes a rambling series, which is just where he talks about life stuff that he's interested in, the universe and what surrounds us. I think that's how he says it. But I'm pretty much going to be talking about myself, talking about what's going on in my life. I'm probably going to make those maybe once a week. I'm not going to make any kind of schedule because I'm terrible at keeping those. But those are going to be for me mostly. Like, obviously I want you guys to watch them, but those are mostly going to be for me. And in the future, if Juliet wants to go back and see where I was at whenever I was 26, 27 years old, and so on and so forth, she can look back and see. And in those, I'm just going to be pretty much blatantly honest, as long as it doesn't hurt other people in the process. So as long as it's about me and what I'm talking about and what's going on in my life, and it doesn't affect other people unless I have their consent, I'm just going to talk, essentially, kind of like this, pretty much like this video. And then the second one, and this might switch up, but the 2 main things that I'm wanting to make my videos about are pretty much taste testing different types of coffee and types of beer. I've been really exploring different types of beer lately, and I was starting to get into coffee before I quit YouTube before, but not really talking about it. But yeah, I think those 2 things would be really interesting. It might be a few more weeks before I can do that. I want to have a setup where I have a tripod, which in the move, it got broke, it snapped in half, somebody stepped on it and it just snapped in half. So that tripod is gone. But in my old videos, if you go back and watch, whenever I did Pokemon card openings, and I actually got this technique from Boogie as well. So if you are wanting to do videos like how you see me do videos sometimes, go watch Boogie, because he does a much better job. He does a little bit more editing than I do, but generally speaking, he makes the kind of videos that I'm going to be making in the future. talking about different products and stuff. He does more video game related stuff though. But anyways, so I'm gonna try to get a tripod, that way I can show you the beer bottle and me pouring it, blah blah. Also, I don't want to just talk about how the beer tastes. I also want to do research on the brewing companies, see where they started from, give you guys some history on each one of the brewing companies, and then I'll tell you the flavor of the beer and what it would be good with. So I think that would be an interesting twist on what other people do as far as beer tasting goes. I just realized this room has really good lighting, but that's neither here nor there. Let's see. I think that's about it that I'm wanting to talk about. I went vegan for a while. That's another video that I'm going to be making for about a year. Now I'm pescatarian. I'm going to talk about pros and cons on that. And if you're wanting to go vegan, hopefully these videos will help you. But today, I think that's pretty much all I'm wanting to talk about. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to remember anything, make sure there's nothing else I'm wanting to talk about. I think that's about it. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sure this one was kind of boring, but I promise you the next videos that are going to be coming out are going to be more interesting. I'm going to try to, another thing that I'm going to try to do as far as recording is, before I would just kind of do it whenever I wanted. So I'd be like, oh, I have these 5 packs of Pokemon cards, I'm going to open them right now, instead of planning out what I'm wanting to do, record multiple videos all at the same time, and then edit them down and then send them out like once a week. That's what I'm going to try to do. So it's going to be harder for beer because I'm going to have to do research on that, but stuff like the vegan video and talking about depression and maybe coffee videos, those things I can kind of just record all of them at once and then send them out once a week, twice a week, however I want to do it, depending on how much time I have to do it. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. So until next time, as always, stay beautiful, stay chefy. I forget what my catchphrase is. I'm gonna have to go back and watch my videos. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great night. So long.